Hey everybody! So this is Donna Meals from Empowered Meals. Let me switch my little thing up there. I had to dip out for a week or so because my mom, who is 79, ended up in the hospital last week. This past week, and she's not a member of my club. She's been diagnosed with a pre-diabetic situation, and I'm doing this show today. I wasn't going to. I was just going to start fresh again back on Monday, but it just occurred to me, this is why I'm doing this. And it's been about, last week she was in the hospital, and this towards the end of the week. And I spent this entire week, it's been about 10 days now, kind of doing everything, at her house, and making her food, because she was literally so debilitated and drained of energy. They're still not really sure what's going on. She's got some kidney issues too. Most likely because of the blood pressure medication that she's been taking for 20 years. So, this is all relevant. She definitely has the pre-diabetic kind of thing going on. And it's kind of funny because when I was talking with my son, I called him up to let him know, grandma's not doing so well. And in 50 some odd years on this planet, I've never seen my mom she was just taken out. It's been hard for her. She was at the place where when she got home from the hospital, she barely could stand up. She was so exhausted, and it would force her blood pressure up. So we're still jockeying between the cardiologist and her nephrologist. I've been managing appointments, and hey, something's going on. Can we move this up? And, so we've been able to do that. But I'm sure that you have a story like this, someone in your realm, your grandma or your kid or anybody, where the medical profession, they're just trying to write prescriptions and figure that out. And but here's the thing that I'm going to tell you. Like I said, my mom was not on board. And she is totally convinced that she eats pretty well. And even, like I said, I was talking with my son. He said, "Mom, but grandma eats well." And many people in my mom's generation, and even in my own, do feel that they eat well. My own story from 6 months ago, even I thinking, "Oh, I'm really eating well. I don't understand why I have some issues." And it's all about the quality of the food, really. What I want to kind of report to you guys that's been going on for the last week is Mama got to scare Jesus in her. She said, "I got to change the way I eat." So we got rid of the crappy creamer. We got rid of caffeine for her. She's doing decaf coffee. We've basically eliminated dairy because she knew she had an issue with that too. It's just been getting worse and worse. So we've pretty much eliminated all greens, very similar to kind of how I've been eating. So I've been, she came over to the dark side. And, I've been in charge of cooking for her. I'm making her some eggs and stuff. We got rid of the ham. Just turkey and fish, and lots of veggies, things like that. And almond milk for, almond creamer, all non-GMO, all organic. Guess what? Every day she's been feeling a little bit better. So I think what it was, her body, the doctor changed some of her blood pressure medicines, and I think that, and in coordination, her body just said, "Look, You know, this is totally something new, a whole different set of chemistry, because it is, you know, she was trying to change the medication because she felt that was injuring my mom's kidney. So whole different type of set of chemicals that the body was having to deal with. And I think at her age, sometimes your body just gets to the place where everything seems like it's okay, and then it's not. And so she said, you know, her body, I think, this is my interpretation, you know, and I've seen it, I experienced it with mine, where your body just gets to the place and says, nope, not going to do that anymore. And so, you know, she had all of these issues that we've been trying to deal with. So, and the worst one really is, you know, heart palpitation. She was having chest pains. I mean, it was terrifying. But really the thing that scared me more than anything was the complete lack of energy. And I mean, she was exhausted just standing up, you know, and walking, you know, from here to there across the room, you know, tired her out. And I just was stunned. So that's kind of why I haven't, you know, been with you guys. But there's, like I said, there's a benefit in that. And there's a benefit in hearing the story that I'm telling you. Because if we're not careful, that's going to be pretty much all of us. I believe the statistic, and I've mentioned this before, it's staggering. 1 in 2 Americans right now, adult Americans, either are diabetic or pre-diabetic. I mean, let that soak in. That's where we're all headed. And this is about the food. I'm sorry. This is about the food. This is about the quality of the food. And if you're not eating all organic and you're not eating, you know, pretty much non-GMO, you're going to end up in that 50% range. I mean, it's frightening. And I'm not sitting here trying to scare everybody, but I'm trying to bring awareness to just the facts. Just those are the facts. Those are the stats. And they're not just picking them out of the air. This has been a trend. It's been an upward trend coming since the 1960s. And, you know, the food that is farmed now has 1/2 the amount of nutrients that it used to from 50 years ago. That's because all of the soil's been decimated. All of the nutrients in the soil have been, you know, sucked out. They haven't been rotating the crops. They don't rotate with animals so that they can repopulate the nutrients, if you know what I mean. That's what organic farming is all about. You know, it's keeping a constant cycle. Instead, you know, everybody's been, these factory food farms, they're just throwing nitrogen-based, it's BS fertilizer, and then spraying literally what amounts to be, it's called repurposed nutrients, and it's sewage sludge. That's what goes on regular food. If you're not eating organic food, your food is grown in sewage sludge. Yes, of course, they sift the solids out, and they, I don't know, purify it somewhat or whatever. But that's what it is. And along with, you know, that stuff, it's not only is it nutrients, but think about what goes down the drain. Antifreeze, people's, you know, unused prescriptions, you know, every kind of chemical, bleach, all that stuff, that doesn't get sifted out. I mean, it ends up in there too, you know. So this is what we're doing to ourselves. And that same repurposed nutrients are what they're making the dog food out of. If you see crude protein, oh, that's where a lot of that is coming from. So let's educate ourselves. Okay, I should think of some happy thoughts. Anyway, I just felt it was just really kind of an important topic to go through and just give you, you know, my own story of what's been going on. And And the good part is that my mom is now, she doesn't roll her eyes at me when I tell her she's, you know, when I'm showing her what I'm eating or whatever, you know, and she's much more open. And I guess that's what I come across in my coaching all the time, is the distinct concept that most people do not make a change until they have the fear of God, or they literally are really in a pinch because either something hurts, or they're given some kind of sentence from the doctor, or they're just, you know, it's very rarely that people just get to the place where they're sick and tired of being sick and tired and they just make a change, you know, which is great. That means you're being proactive. But most people do not make change, you know, for the better unless they're forced to one way or another. So use this as a great example, you know. My mom always been somebody that, you know, and this isn't that she knew she was being bad or what. No. She really, she thought she was eating pretty well, you know. But unfortunately, there were a lot of more things in her diet that were harming her than there were things that were helping her. And she wasn't eating organic vegetables, so she would have been getting twice the nutrition had she been buying organic, you know. So anyway, I won't go, but here's a meme. My meme for the day. I saved it for the end. So, and this says, you can't change what's going on around you until you start changing what's going on within you. And I mean, hey, you know, that applies to your life in general. I'm talking about, you know, going on around you. It's one way. It's one way to change your appearance too. Not only just be healthier, but also look healthier and feel better, and, you know, all of that good stuff. So anyway, happy Saturday. I just wanted to send something out this weekend because this has been heavy on my heart, obviously. And, you know, what better way than a good old honest situation story to emphasize really what I'm here to do. So I wish you all the best, and we'll catch you Monday. Bye, everybody.